Finally, you're welcome. You're welcome to Victor Hanot Victim channel, and I'm really excited to host you. It was a big excitement and celebration when you passed your doctorate. The sickle cell community was just beaming with so much joy that day. I'm like, okay, so that turned my attention to see, okay, what exactly is happening? What exactly is happening here? What's that? Because everybody was just posting their updates. And okay, who is Dr. Ronke Lawal? Let's meet her. Congratulations once again, Ma, on your doctorate.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Olufumi. Thank you.
Okay, so let me quickly take your bow. Ronke Lawal is a university lecturer, a coach, and a social entrepreneur. She is devoted to documenting her journey and sharing ideas, resources, and programs to help women thrive easily. Ronke is passionate about teaching, writing, personal branding, technology, and parenting. Our dream is to help and see others thrive easily with the least amount of resistance. She's a single mother of 3 terrific boys. I'm starting from there. Like, how do you do that with sickle cell? Three boys. They are handful. Like, how do you manage that with your career, with thriving, with academic excellence at sickle cell? Let's start with that. How has it been for you, Ma?
It has really been interesting, and like every Nigerian will say, they'll say it has been good. But yeah, honestly, I didn't start off intending to do so much.
Okay.
So I just wanted a family. Let's 10 years ago, before I had any of the children, I just wanted a family, and I honestly did not really believe that I had the capacity to have more than maybe one or two of the things that I have now at a time. So I just wanted to have a family. So I started having children during NYSC, and in my mind, I was thinking, okay, let me just, I love kids, right? So they are kind of enough for me in a way, even if I don't have any other thing. If kids is all I have, I'm somebody that is, I'm good with that, because I love them so much, right? So the plan was, okay, let me have these kids, and when they grow a bit, I can start to see what I want to do in with my life.
Okay.
And as time went on, I began to look at, okay, so while I'm raising these kids, what are the things I can be doing on this side? I always tell myself that every other thing is on the side, that the kids are like, right now, while they are still young, they're like my major thing, like my main job. Like every other thing is just by the way. If the chips, if it all comes down to it and I have to choose, I will choose them.
No.
So, but with that mindset, I started to look at what can I do that will not be so stressful, that will not take me too much away from home, that won't take too much of my time from parenting. Okay. And as I started to look into those things, I began to discover myself. And I began to discover some of the interests that I didn't even know that were there. Okay. And of course, I'm naturally a problem solver. If something comes up, I want to find a way to do them, to solve them. So when I realized that I was desiring to do more than just being a mom, of course I decided I had to find a way. And so in finding a way, that's how I got here. In finding a way, I started to read more, learn more. So how do you have a kid and work? How do you have a kid and do this? And of course, I realized that there's really nothing that has never been done before. There's nothing you've been through that other people have not gone through. So if you search for solutions, for me, you are going to find. And I found a lot. I found so many ways, so many tricks, so many genius, methods that women have used when we have come before us. And of course, I just told that line, and here I am.
So thank you so much. I heard you so well. So the part that I'm still not clear about is, how are you able to undo them with sickle cell? Like, are there periods that you go into crisis? Are there periods that you have to take care of the kids? Then there is an underlying pain that you have to manage somewhere. Are there periods like that?
Yes, there are periods when the recent one when I was sick sometimes towards the ending of last year, and I wasn't feeling so well. And unfortunately, I didn't really have anybody to help me take care of them full time. So
Oh,
I had to come up with Orishi with a lot of a lot of plans, contingency plans in place. For one, I live alone with them, but well, luckily for me now, the biggest one is now a little mature.
okay.
So I make sure he's up to date with how I'm feeling and how my health is and what to do in case mommy can do anything, in case mommy can move, where I keep what my phone password is, who he has to call. I let my neighbors know. Okay, so I'm not feeling so, like anytime I'm not feeling so good and I realize that this thing might escalate, I would, let somebody know to check on me
Okay.
often, to expect a call from me if I need to, go into the hospital.
It is.
So I have all these things. Basically, at the bottom of it is I had to consciously take care of myself because after a while of being a sickle cell warrior, you have all these routine drugs. You get really tired of actually taking care of yourself. Like, why do I have to just do all these things just to, maintain good health? So I had to stop all of that bad habits of neglecting myself. So basically, I know that, okay, you know what, if you want to, you are the one that are there for these children, so you have to do
You
better.
have to
So
be healthy.
basically, yes. So basically, I worked on that, and I realized that determination works. Like the mind is powerful. So when you decide that, okay, you know what, I'm not going to get sick sometimes, not all the time, but most of the time, you get good health. So it's just that mind and that faith. I use it most of the time, and of course, sometimes it will fail. So when I can, I resort to getting help whenever I can. But
Yeah.
I feel really lucky and blessed with really good health. And on the average, I don't get more than maybe 3 serious crises in a year.
Yeah.
As
Wow.
in serious crisis. Yes, yes. I feel really, really, really grateful about that. So I
Wow.
think when your health improves, you get more confidence, you start to hold on more to God, and more of it begins to happen for you.
Oh,
So I always like, okay, wellness, health. This is, and then I'm really, really big on self-care. I have to take care of myself, even above my kids. I recently I started that part, like I come first. If
yeah.
there's
Prioritizing
if there's three
yourself.
meats, I will take the first one. Whatever is left, you people should share.
Me.
Yes, yes.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much for sharing this beautiful journey with us. I think I went a bit ahead of myself. So overall, what has your sickle cell journey overall, growing up, your diagnosis, getting to know you have sickle cell, were you born into it? Because this is how I categorize it. It's my own definition, nothing scientific. I'm just like, there are people that are literally born into sickle cell, being that you literally grew up and then you were told that you're different, we've done your genotype. I am not one of those. I didn't get to know until age 17, like that.
Whoa.
So but yeah, even though I was sick, I had all this episode of his rheumatism, his arthritis, and that family used to have it. I had incisions at some point in my body because they felt that was like the solution. So we didn't know until 17. So I want to know, what's your journey like, and what was it like growing up generally to become who you are now with sickle cell?
Well, I thought I learned about my genotype late, but yours yours is even later. I got to know about I got to know about mine when I was 13. I was
Oh,
already in secondary school. Yes, I was already in secondary school, and then I passed out one day on the assembly ground,
okay.
and I was rushed to the clinic, and they're like, "No, this girl is too pale. Get her to a proper hospital." And it was they were taking care of me and stuff, and I think maybe the doctor thought to run a genotype test, and that's how I found out that I had sickle cell. And then my parents were very shocked and surprised, and decided to, of course, review the past health, like, but how now, how come? The strangest thing is that I was the least of all my mother's children that used to fall sick. Like, I
Wow.
didn't used to fall sick often. Although I would have this romanticism that you call it. I had, in fact, one of my first experience, my first memory of crisis that I have. I didn't know it was crisis at the time, was
Yeah, they call it
bone.
romanticism.
All my bones were on fire. But
Hmm.
then I think I'm this kind of person. I have a high tolerance for pain.
Wow.
So I think because of that, they really never really knew how serious whatever it is that's going on with me is. I have a high tolerance for pain. So when I'm in a really, 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 really high level of pain, I'm that kind of person that will just, call up and just like hold myself and just be in one corner groaning and stuff. I'm not the type that expresses it,
Wow.
outwardly. So I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people why my parents didn't really notice on time, because I remember that romanticism that happened to me. Maybe I was like maybe 6 or 7. It was horrible. It was horrible, and I wanted to die. I would not forget.
And
But
you
I
didn't
wasn't screaming.
express it?
Yes, I did
Wow.
not. I was just there. I remember that there's this ointment called Sloan's, because I was just saying I was complaining of pain in joints and all over my body. And I remember there's this ointment called, I think, Dr. Sloan's or Sloan's
I think I
back
know.
then. Yeah, yeah. So my mom would, apply some, and then I remember I tried to nap, I couldn't nap. I woke up and I looked at that bottle and I felt like pouring it all over, because I think it was relieving me a bit, and I felt like pouring it all over my body. I can't forget that. But because when I realized that, okay, I had sickle cell, I had to start to bring up, memories. And there are some of the things that I'm also working on about myself that requires me to, go back into some things in my childhood. So when I go back now, I recall how those things, how I dealt with those things, and how those things, formed my personality and all of that. So I didn't really know on time. And then as I got to know, I was already a teenager, and then all the, okay, do this and, and do that. So yeah, that's how it started for me.
Wow. 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 I don't like pain at all. I can't even imagine that you were setting that level of pain and nobody knew. I'm an alarmist. Like, let me not have any serious pain. I am. Let me not have any
I'm the
serious
I'm
pain.
the I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite.
Wow. The
And I
owners
think I
will
don't
do
know
it
where
for
that
you.
I don't know where that comes from,
Wow.
but I think there are people like me. I remember when I was, in labor for one of my children, and I was I was telling I was in pain, and I was telling so I wanted to go out of the labor room. I wanted to stroll out. It was still, those times when you're just waiting and the contractions are happening. I told the nurse I wanted to step out. The nurse said, you can't go anywhere. I said, I want to scream and I don't want to disturb other people. She's like, you're in pain. Why are you still thinking? Scream.
In fact, you're the first pregnant that we hear that you're still trying to negotiate screaming.
You get so some of us are like, we are in pain, but we are still like, oh no. And I'm one of those people. It's not the best, but well, you are who you are.
You a lot. Like, I so envy you. I'm an alarmist. Like the whole house, my dad will say, we are not sleeping again. Like for the next 2 days, nobody's sleeping because I was so grown. The neighbors will know that something is happening to her again. Like in the hospital, I remember like my last admission in UCA 2019, like the whole emergency was on fire. They were just like, attend to her. Even other patients that had other things had to be telling doctors, please attend to her because I won't let anybody else. Like I can't even imagine that you keep paying. Like seriously, wow, so good to know. Like I'm meeting somebody that packages sickle cell so well. Like it's so interesting. So recently I got to know about your academic progress and all that. I'm sure because I'm in the academic field as well, and that excites me. If there's anything you want us to talk about, I love degrees. Like, okay, let's take it, let's do this course. So I need some ginger as well as other warriors that will listen to this as well. What was it like for us? I know academic can be draining sometimes. What was it like for you? I mean, you are a real inspiration to me, and I'm not even joking about it. Like looking at your bio, you parent, you are doing well academically, you have sickle cell. How are you able to bring all of this aspect of your life together?
Well, like I said, I didn't start off, planning big or having big dreams. And after when I was 13 and I got to know that I have sickle cell, I kind of went into denial for many years. Like, so I was in denial for a lot of years. People who were, I went to a boarding school, Federal Government Girls College, Oyo, and even people who were there when I passed out and they knew, oh, okay, you went to I came back, I did not tell anybody that, okay, so it's sickle cell I have. Like I did not, I just pretended. And I did that through university. So people who were close to me, I just did not, I would, of course, it will come up, maybe, oh, I'm not feeling well, oh, this, it will come up. I was in total denial because I didn't understand how I would look, because of course, the society teaches you to look at people who have sickle cell in a certain way.
Right, yeah.
And then, so you're like, okay, I knew somebody, when in that my same school, there was a girl that had sickle cell that started with us in GSS1, and she couldn't cope because she was always falling sick. And now you're telling me that I'm in the same category as that person. So there was a disconnect for me. So I was in denial and I wasn't just ready to face it. And I think that denial kind of helped me because sometimes, what you focus on becomes your reality. If you are not focusing on it in the right way. For instance, so if you focus on bad health, you keep getting bad health. You're like, yeah, you're so afraid of something, that fear would come to you in a way. So I didn't, the disconnect helped me because I just kind of just lived my life, and it's only on second thoughts that I will remember that, oh, I'm a warrior. So it helped me, and then I did not accept sickle cell until I was matured, until just recently, actually, until I was maybe over 30, and I'm like, okay, let me not run away from this anymore. I think I can balance it. I think I know how to handle it consciously enough for it to not be a negative thing in my life. In fact, I think about 2 weeks ago, in my university. So I just wanted my PhD. I did my BSc, MSc, and PhD in the same university. So I was there. So I've been there I'm still there. I worked there. I'm still there for a long period of time. So I was telling I was walking by and I saw a flyer for Sickle Cell Club. And I'm like, okay, I think it's time I join this. And the person looked at me like, you've been on this campus for over a decade and you didn't join them. I said, I always look at them and I'll just, I just blank it. I had a roommate that was a member, active member. I'm SC, she was also SC. She will be going, I'll just pass by. As if
it's your thing, it's not my thing.
I just blanked it, and it helped me. It helped me because I didn't because I now I understand that it was well, God looking out for me, because I wouldn't have been able to, and at that time in my life, I wasn't managing my subconscious well. And if I'd added that sickle cell, it could have just, come as an obstruction for me in many ways, until I felt ready enough to embrace it. So that helped me to do things without thinking of limitations. So and then it's just my mother that will keep, calling me and telling me, oh, it's raining. Oh, are you wearing cardigan? Alpha, you are very skinny. Oh, please eat. Did you eat this morning? My mother would just, keep calling me, even till now. Even till now, that she was like, just try. Oh, my friend saw your picture on Facebook. You're looking very skinny. Eat now. Try and eat. Try and, this and that. So to a large extent, I don't go forward with that limitation in mind, and it helps me. And I'm hoping that at least people can unlearn that limitation. Other people who have sickle cell or whatever it is that you feel is holding you back from something, because the mind is really, really powerful. It's what you focus on. If you're thinking, I have sickle cell, let me not go near this. I have this, let me not do this. That's what would happen for you. I can't remember what your question is again. Can you
I had how you were
it?
able to, you answered it partly, how you were able to bring all of it together: parenting, academics, and then sickle cell.
Okay, so with that background, I never really see limitations. And like I said, up till recently, I didn't really have ambition like that. I didn't really have ambition. Like I said, I just wanted to have my family, and then I had the family, and I started to discover myself, like, okay, I think I would like to do this, and then I put my leg into it small, and I think sometimes, because I wanted to just go with the flow, it helps me to do what I can. At some point with the PhD, I was like, if I finish, fine. If I don't finish, I'll be okay. Do you get? Because of course the stress was plenty. I'm like, who sent me a message? Who sent me to read?
Yes.
So in a way, one of the things that helped me with do all of these things is that I desire them, but then I also balance it by telling myself that, by not getting too attached, by telling myself that if I can do it, it's great. But if I can't, I'll leave it. I think it helped me because I felt like I was already a success by being a mom.
Exactly.
Because so when you feel like you have arrived, a lot of people, being a mom might not be enough for a lot of people, but for me, it's enough.
For you,
so with my children, I feel like, because I'm a warrior, I was advised to just have one. I did. I found a way to have 3 whole boys. So in a way, yeah. So in a way, I always just I'm grateful for that. I feel like, God, you have tried for me. Every other thing is bonus.
Yeah.
So I have desires. I put my neck into a lot of things that I really, I don't know if I should be doing or not, but I am able to balance it. Okay, let's try this. But when you have that mindset that achieving this does not really define me, doesn't matter, doesn't make me a failure or a success. Like I'm already who I am. You understand? I'm just doing this because I think it's good for me. I think it's fun. I think, I think I should just, get this also. So I think that helps when you start from, hold on to something strong and know that, okay, you are okay. And then from there, it helps you go faster. When you already feel like you've arrived, that confidence, that joy, that peace, it helps you to be more productive.
Exactly.
Because you're like standing on a solid ground, and you're like, you are taking off from there. So I think that's the key for me.
Yeah, I love every part of it. The summary of it all for me, you are living your best life. To you, like, that's it. You are really enjoying yourself, and then to you, you are living your utmost best, and it's the best place to be, because people end up trying to prove a point, and then they do way more than themselves. in the bid to say, okay, they said sickle cell cannot do it. There are people that are in that category as well. They want to try and prove a point to the society or maybe to their family and all that. It wasn't like that for you. Most of you were just like, you were just thumping on them that, okay, it happened. Okay, let's do something. It happened and all that. And that's nice. And I don't know, I've been discovering this trend recently. I interviewed Mrs. Josephine Olunanke. She's the founder of the Ola Sickle Cell Foundation in FCT Abuja. I met with her recently about 3 weeks ago when I went to Abuja. And I discovered that most of these things are people who just really, like it's serendipity, just stepped on these things. Like it's not like you were agitated. I was asking her about her marriage. Like, what was it like getting married? She was like, to me, I didn't set her to get married though. Like when they said sickle cell something, and one guy would just do it, I just said I won't get married. Like if I thought if I thought she wanted to get married, that she would just marry one rich man. She just said in a very funny way that has money, that wasn't looking for any responsibility or any kid or anything. Eventually, she now has everything. She has an husband, she has beautiful children and all of that. So it seems like don't just be agitated about, just take it one step at a time and enjoy yourself.
Yes, yes, he works. There's a way, like I said, sometimes you focusing on things, it can work against you. Like if you can get, yes, if you pursue something without having a certain level of mindset and mind control, that thing would run away from you forever. You won't get it. Do you understand? So if you are focusing, you have to focus with some level of maybe mindset, mind control, and that I feel like maybe spirituality and God can only help you with.
Yeah.
So basically all these things, you have a desire. The best thing is to let it go, because God is always listening.
Yes.
The universe is always listening.
Yes.
And what will be for you, it cannot pass you by. And actually, what God intends for us to do, to come here to do, is to come and live fully.
Yes.
And how can you live fully? You can't live fully when you are sad or when you are struggling. Living fully, God's plan for you to live fully involves you to be happy with whatever it is that is going on, and involves you to be at peace. So everything, when you're happy and you are at peace, everything is easy. So anytime you attempt anything and you find out that thing is getting hard, you need to step back a bit.
Yeah.
You need to pull back a bit to find out why, because that's not God's plan. As you are getting sick, as whatever it is that is negative, as is happening, you need to step back a bit and observe what is going on. Usually, like I tell people, all diseases is just God's way, or is a disconnect between you, what you're doing, and what God's plan is. And you have to step back and be able to okay, so God, what exactly are you trying to show me? And usually the people who are able to find that answer are the people who have testimonies of, oh, this happened to me and then I'm able to do this. And people are like, how come? And doctors are looking at you and you're like, so the God's plan is for it to be easy. And and when you try to achieve hard things and all on your own, basically. Because like that your friend said, you're supposed to have fun. God knows what you want even before you want it. So if it's for you, it's going to happen for you. So I want this. Just having it in your heart, you don't even have to voice it out. God knows. And if that is good for you, if it's good for you, somehow the things you do, especially when you follow your joy, right? Because right now we all think, okay, at any point in time, we all think we have problems, and that's true. But at that point in time too, you also have really, really, really big things to be grateful for. So follow that path now. Leave the problem. Okay, fine. Maybe pay 5% attention to the challenge, to the problem at hand. But then the 95%, why are you not dancing over that part? With that, over the past that you have. Like I said, in the beginning, all I had were my children.
Yes, and it was enough.
Yes, and it was because it was enough for me, because I was grateful for it. I was joyful. I would tell anybody If you go to my Facebook, it's my kids I'm always, writing about, and one of them did this, and then the two of them did this. And before I knew it, other things kept happening. And then you read my bio and I'm like, wait, is that me? Do you understand?
Additions, yeah.
So when you follow the fun things, the other parts, everything begin to expand.
Wow.
It's simple, but it's hard because challenging things want you to carry them on your head.
Yeah.
And you just have to. Yeah, we have to keep saying no. I'll follow the good part, the part that is working ahead. I'll focus on those.
A whole lot to learn from you. Thank you so much. So to wrap it up, finally, Ma, just give a short advice to our growing warriors. What should they do if they want to pursue their career path, if they want to excel? What are the things they should watch out for with sickle cell?
Okay. I would like to say that the first thing you should do about many things you have in mind, even academics and other things, is to get to know yourself a little better. Be self-aware, so that the things you want, you need to know if you actually want it. Because most of the time, the things we think we want are different from the things we really want. So if you're pursuing academics and you don't really want it, but you're wanting it because of some reasons that maybe your parents or your friends or your friend became a doctor and your mentor is a doctor, and you will struggle more than the people who are there. You struggle more than the people who are there because they have decided that this is actually it for me. So if you start, the foundation matters. So do you really want, you have to keep asking yourself, so do I want this? You might have been there, or you might have even started your program, but you have to ask yourself, do I want this? And why do I want this? If you are able to, get to the bottom of it, and you're able to be sincere with yourself, that would unlock some level of ease in the midst of everything. As you are crying over the PhD or the MSc, as you are crying, beneath it, there will be an undercurrent of peace in your life. You know that what you're working for, it will be what's in the end. As you are sweating, as you are staying up all night, as you are doing all, you would know that deep down within you, you have that peace and that confidence that, okay, this thing would work out. But if that thing is not there, you would not enjoy the process. And even when you finally get the degree or whatever it is, it will not fulfill you in any major way. And that's the worst tragedy of all, because you will struggle for something, and then you get to be like,
you don't feel fulfilled after all. Yeah.
Yes. So I think that's the one key thing I would say. Another thing I would say concerning, that's more academic related. So think about it. Do you really want to be here? And then the health part of it is to I don't know how to put it. I wanted to say be closer to God, but I don't know how to say it. I would say let me define it as being self-aware too, but then in your body, right? Find a way to get to know your body very well, from the physical parts to your insides. Find a way to do that. If you go online, there are a lot of mindfulness, of consciousness exercises that you can do. You need to know your body in and out. As in, the body is a whole system, is a machine. For everything is connected, and the more you know about it, the more you can control it. People who really know you would have heard of people saying, "Oh, I healed myself," all that thing is possible if you know how one thing inside your body, how it leads to. The more you know about your body, the more you experience wellness, the more you are able to go a long time without being sick. So if you know yourself, if you keep getting to know yourself, that okay, so how do I feel when I'm actually fine? When I'm semi-fine, how do I feel? Where exactly when I'm about to go into a crisis, what's the first sign? because nothing just happens. You won't just suddenly land in the hospital. It will have happened. It will have started happening like a week.
Yes.
But because you're not conscious of what's going on in your body, you didn't even notice.
Yes.
You probably had one headache 3 days ago, but you just brushed it off. So nothing would suddenly hold you like this. It starts from your inside. So if you're like picking all these small signs, and you're like, okay, so if I pick, okay, so I had a headache 2 days ago. What happened? Where was I? And what was I doing? Because disease is, you can really link your environment to your health. For instance, we always say, okay, we have to keep warm and all of that. So that means we can say that if we go out in the cold, we are more likely to fall sick. Okay, so using that as an example, it means that if you are conscious, then you will know that, okay, I should not go out in the cold. So we can apply this to all the other things too that go on with us as sickle cell warriors.
Yeah.
So there are some, so there's maybe some pain you would have maybe on your knee, and then maybe you would, if you begin to pay attention to the things you do and to your body. So maybe when I climb that stairs, and so next time you are about to climb stairs, that doesn't mean you should actually stop climbing stairs. It just means that just be aware that, okay, I'm climbing these stairs. And if you tell yourself, I'm climbing these stairs and nothing is going to happen to me, maybe let me do it properly. Let me hold my posture the right way. You will be able to do all those things, and then you won't have that end effect. Okay, yeah. So people who are listening, if you're interested, I'm sure if you go online, you would be able to get more into this. It's kind of very complicated, but it works. It does work. So awareness and self-awareness and consciousness on the body level, on the mind level, this is the best thing you can invest in, knowing your body well, being mindful. So I'm also just starting the journey, and I've been seeing results. So I'm still I'm still a learner, and I'm saying that, okay, I need to tell more people about this because it works. It works.
Wow, Dr. Ronke Lawal, thank you so much. I enjoyed this session a lot to learn from you. Thank you for honoring our invitation, and I do not take it for granted. So this comes to the end of the interview. Thank you so much for your time, ma.
It's a big pleasure. It's a big pleasure. Like I said, I feel really, really humbled and honored because I'm like, you really think I have something to share? Oh, let's do it. So the pleasure, the excitement is all mine. So thank you so much for having me on your platform, and thank you for what you do for putting more people out there so that you can see a lot of examples, and then you can start to think differently, and then you can start to have different results, because that is what you are doing. And I really want to appreciate you for that.
All right. Do have a wonderful day, ma. Thank you so much, ma. All right, ma.
All right.
Yes,